Utah traveling to Los Angeles to play USC and Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley. We said it. If they win this game, Kyle Whittingham should be everyone's first name on the ballot for Pac-12 Coach of the Year, especially what we saw with Washington last night as well. Gosh, dude, how does he do it? They're decimated. They're decimated, man. And Bryson Barnes, they find a way to get that offense buzzing, which, by the way, the last 2 weeks, it's looked good. That's scary. That's very scary. Granted, it's against Cal and USC, not good defenses at all. But goodness gracious. And I saw a stat. Caleb Williams against top 25 defenses. It's not great. And yet again, he played another top 25 defense and was limited. Didn't look like Caleb Williams.
Yeah, but also like he put him in position to win that football game.
Correct.
At the end of the day, I just think Utah, man, grit. You know, they're so hard to count. You give them a chance to win the football game. Ask Baylor. You give Utah a chance, any sliver of hope to win a football game, and you're gonna find out like 9 times out of 10, they're just gonna be really well coached and execute down the stretch, no matter who is in there, no matter what the injuries are. Like it's just plug and replace. I mean, Sion Baki, right? Like incredible, right? Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? I believe you said he was a safety, a converted safety, and into playing on offense now. Like Jaquin Jackson had a nice game. I thought Bryson Barnes did his thing. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 14 for 23. Cole Bishop continues to be a baller, man. He had the games that touchdown saving tackle on the Zachariah Branch punt return.
Is it him or Latu that's your Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year this year? Or is it their linebacker who I'm blanking on his name? Utah's linebacker had the pick 6 against UCLA. Dante Moore, first play. Whatever. I forget. I'll remember it at some point. But
Bishop deserves. It's got maybe Bishop. I think what he's done with less. No, obviously that defense is incredible, but like they're just willing their team to football games. They put up 483 yards of offense like that.
Balanced.
Yeah. Now they had big plays, whatever. But like,
so do you believe me now when I said USC should not be ranked?
Yes. No, I think so. Losing now, but also like you lost in a very close game on a walk-off field goal. In terms of like ranking, yes, but do I like in terms of like pop, like it doesn't really change who they are. Like if the guy shanked the field goal, like they don't deserve to be ranked either. But like
there might be 25 teams that would be favored over them on a neutral field after this game.
Yeah, and it could get ugly for them down the stretch here. You got
at Cal. Oregon State is favored on neutral field over them. Utah, yeah. I think they probably still wouldn't be favored on neutral field. But I don't think Vegas is caught up to Utah's offense. If this is what their offense might look like down the stretch, I don't know.
It gets sprinkled here.
But
USC finishes with Washington, Oregon, and UCLA. And I think we were all kind of selfishly hoping that those games would have playoff implication for both teams in it. And it just doesn't. And
it does not.
USC could mess around and get rolled, especially against a team like going to Oregon, who I believe has got a defense that can, and Washington and UCLA in their own right. Like all those teams can match up well against USC. I do want to give it it sucks though. I'm still a believer in Caleb Williams. I don't think that's about 25 top 25 teams, whatever. Like you feel like you know a good quarterback when you see a good quarterback. Like he is incredible, and it's USC. Not that they're wasting him. Like they're still figuring out their program. They got to learn their culture and their defense and whatever else. But it's a shame for college football. He's not going to be playing meaningful football games for their team in November. But Zachariah Branch is incredible. I think they need to get him a little bit more involved in the offense.
He had one good, catch. Dude.
Anytime he touches the ball,
he's a top 10 pick in 2 years. You can't convince me otherwise.
He should be. And the problem is, I know it's hard to take the ball out of Washington's hands, who I like, and Caleb Williams loves Taj Washington. Brendan Rice is a stud. Mario Williams, Dorian Singer, all great players in their own right. But like Marshawn Lloyd, who also should get more touches in this offense. But like Branch is different, man. As a freshman, you know that he really is. Even though he might be, wide receiver 5 on the depth chart, he's a difference maker. And I think in a game like this, when your offense went stale for second and third quarter, like he could be a guy where you give a screen pass or a slant to, and he takes it 75 yards and changes the outcome of a game.
Yeah. So Utah's remaining schedule: Oregon next week at home. At home, dude, at Rice Eccles. Oh,
it's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so hard to fade Utah here, but at the same time, like, and by the way, if you didn't see it, and listening, like Cam Rising was officially declared out for the season by Kyle Whittingham. We've kind of been operating under that assumption, not because we knew insider information, just because we've taken clues. We've watched him in warm-ups, like it's been tough for Cam Rising there. And obviously a shame. Hopefully he comes back next year. I think would be a difference maker. And not that I don't give him a chance down the stretch in the Pac-12, but at the same time, like I would really, really, it would be really interesting to watch, with I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Yeah,
Cam Rising. In general, just like a healthy team, dude. A healthy team. Kyle Whittingham is unbelievable. He is unbelievable. And then so they play Arizona State as well, Arizona, Colorado. I mean, at Washington, of course, in between there. Like, this is a team that could win 10 games.
It's coach of the year, coach of the year, coach of the year. You have to. You have to.
Absolutely absurd.
What's interesting here, real quick to finish it off, like everyone's talking about playoff expansions conference expansions and teams changing conferences. And everyone's talking about USC, Oregon, Washington, UCLA going to Big Ten, and then you got Colorado and Arizona schools, going to the Big 12 and all these other shakeups. Does Utah enter the Big 12 as like the auto day one favorite to win that conference? Right?
Sorry, yeah. Wait, say that again.
Does Utah enter the Big 12 next year as the auto day one conference champion favorites?
I'd have to evaluate. They got a lot of seniors on the squad, so
but like every year they do, like every year.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, and that's why I'm like, I saw that line at 8, and I'm like, are we gonna do this again? Are we gonna do this dance again? Are we gonna just believe that Utah's not that team, that they don't have that talent? Good God, they're so well coached. They're so well coached.
That's my point. That's why I'm like the national media, no one's talking about it, but it's also like at this point in Kyle Whittingham's tenure there, it is plug and play, rinse and repeat for Utah there. And in a year where the Pac-12 is the best conference in college football, right? They are playing fantastic football in the Pac-12.
Yeah, we'll see how it translates to the Big 12.
Yeah. I think the Big 12 is going to learn real quick that like Utah is a tough out, especially in Utah, in Salt Lake there. But yeah, I do think, man, it was awesome. This is a really good game.